I suggested to Prime Minister Fayyad that he also make a statement that the state of Palestine will link the rights and privileges of the Jewish national minority of the state of Palestine to the rights and privileges of the Palestinian national minority in Israel. And maybe for the first time there'll be an incentive to grant Palestinian citizens of Israel full equal rights. The fourth option is that they will have to be physically removed from their homes by the Israeli army and the Israeli police. And Israel is a state of a rule of law. And if there is a democratic decision made by our government and our parliament to draw borders and to remove people, then it will be implemented, as we saw happen in Gaza. I would link this policy, with the help of the international community, to offering financial compensation now to any Israeli settler who wanted to come home. And I would link that offer on a time scale. The faster you take it, the more you get. The longer you wait, the less you get. I would not take responsibility as the government of Israel to resettle these people. For that we have a private sector, a very dynamic private sector, that can construct new housing in accordance with environmental standards and leaving open space and taking care of our environment. But it doesn't have to be a government effort to resettle these people because they failed at it disastrously with the Gaza settlements. By the way, many of those Gaza settlers refused to cooperate with the government. They wanted to make it look difficult so that if and when we have to do it in the future, it will be more difficult to do it. That's not all of them, but a considerable number of them. I want to say to President Obama that the current proximity talks are exactly what we need to do. Some people look at it and say, isn't this ridiculous? After 16 years of negotiations, they can't even sit in the same room anymore. The fact of the matter is it's true. They can't sit in the room together anymore. And if Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Abbas had to negotiate directly, there is no chance that they would reach an agreement. They don't understand each other. They don't trust each other. They don't like each other. They completely disagree on everything concerning the worldview. What has happened as a process of default, the creation of the proximity talks, is actually something very positive. We have, for the first time in Israeli-Palestinian negotiations, a mediator, not a facilitator, but someone who's recognized by both parties, whose job is to put down bridging proposals on the table. I had once asked Elliot Abrams, during the last administration, when the Annapolis talks were turning sour, why don't you put down bridging proposals on the table? And Elliot Abrams responded to me, because bridging proposals is a euphemism for an imposed solution, and we will not impose a solution on our friend and ally Israel. Well, Mr. Obama, what we need is bridging proposals.